Welcome back to another episode of the West Dakota Dad. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have the time and are able to do so, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, rating, review. Whatever it is, it really helps me to reach out to more and more people. And of course, I'd like to also improve your listening experience as you tune into these episodes. So please drop a comment or share with your friends or just give me some suggestions. That would be greatly appreciated. So with that being said, the other day I received a life-changing text message. Now, not quite as life-changing as when I received a phone call from my wife notifying me that I was going to become a father. That was definitely the most life-changing message I've ever received. And there's probably some other ones that probably rank a little bit higher than that, but definitely top 15, I would say. But now the more I think about it, 15 would be a lot of life-changing text messages for a person to have. And I don't know if I've changed my life that much, or maybe I have. I don't know. Anyways, not really the point of it. But this life-changing text message was so eye-opening that it would test my overall physical readiness as I knew it. This text message from my volleyball teammate read, "Cody, do you play softball at all?" It was at this point that I realized that I was going to have to submit my physical abilities resume to her in order to really sell myself on the task at hand. So I responded with, "Yes and no. I'm terrible at it, but I can run fast." Then she responded, "Ha ha, can you catch?" So then I really kind of figured that maybe honesty is the best way to navigate this sale. So I responded, "If it is thrown to me, yes. While it's in the air, nah." Ha ha ha. I'm going to say the nuances of texting to really get you to put you right in the scene there. "Can you hit?" Ish. I have struck out before. "Ha ha. Do you want to play tonight? LOL. It was at this point that I also realized that I have sold myself somehow that I can play softball. But the reason why these were life-changing text messages is because for the simple fact, after agreeing to playing as a fill-in on the team, I realized how out of shape I really was. I mean, the past few years of neglecting myself physically and junk food have not done me any favors. But it was still fun. They put me in center field, so I'm not really sure what part of the resume she was reading there. Probably the I'm fast part of the resume more so than the I can catch part of the resume. But I did well. The first play on defense was a line drive, and I actually almost ran too close up on it, so I could take a couple power steps back, and I jumped up there and snatched that ball right out of the air for the first out. Absolutely phenomenal. But no, I didn't do too bad. I caught quite a few. I dropped a couple. I will say, though, that I have reached this point in my life where I know I'm still able to recover at a decent pace, but I'm old enough to realize that maybe I don't have to in the beginning, because there was a couple balls that were, in my mind I was like, I could probably get that, but the other side of my mind's like, you still have to work tomorrow, and I'd still like to be able to maybe come back and play again or participate in fall volleyball, which is my favorite co-ed or favorite recreational sport, also co-ed. So I'd like to be able to still do all that stuff, and me diving for this completely out of shape might not be the best option, so maybe I'll just get them next time. How about that? Whereas 5 years ago I'd have been like, yep, going for it, and then I probably would have scorpioned it, laughed, and limped away, but still be all right. My first at bat, I got a double, and not because I crushed it where I was an excellent hitter, but you see these eyes right here? Those of you watching are probably like, oh my gosh. And those of you listening are like, what the heck's going on with this guy? These eyes watched the 3 poorly pitched pitches to me. Therefore, I was able to take a base. And in our league, co-ed, I don't know if this is out throughout the nation, but if you walk a male in co-ed, you go to second base just so they don't always walk the males that can hit it pretty far or whatever. I don't really know why the reason is, but males will go to second base. So I got to second base, guys. And this is softball terms, so it is completely clean. So get your head out of the gutter. Anyways, yeah, I did run the bases a couple times, and I also realized that maybe I need to change up my resume a little bit from I'm fast to I'm kind of fast. Because, like I said, I've kind of slowed down over the past few years of neglect. But, yeah, as far as my physical fitness journey throughout life, back in high school, I was voted most athletic, not because I feel like I was the most athletic in my school by a long shot, or even in my class for that matter, but I think it's because I really put on quite the show in the physical education department. Not many people were quite as suited for the job at hand when it came to capture the flag, mat ball, or dodgeball. I was pretty shifty and fast. But no, I was a multi-sport athlete, so I did take sports very seriously. I wanted to become a professional athlete at some point in time, but my stubbornness, not really taking what the coaches and trainers' advice of how to get there, I never really listened to them that much because I had the ultimate beach body. So I had the washboard abs, the bulging biceps, and a nice set of pectoralis majors. And no lower body. Nope, that was absolutely non-existent for the most part. So, and that kind of makes an athlete pretty strong, at least for a lot of sports, especially the ones that I did. So, I didn't even make it collegiately to sports, so that's all right. Like I said, I did get introduced to recreational sports. Volleyball is the one I would probably say with confidence that I'm pretty good at. I did some golf, not very good at. Did softball a little bit, also not super good at. But usually I'm like the okayest kind of player, you know. I don't feel like I'm below average, but I'm not terribly above average, but it's all good, whatever. But yeah, I'd say I also did some mud runs, which Spartan Race and Medieval Rush. 24 is actually probably my most in shape I've ever been in my life because I had a couple mud runs that year that were back-to-back. But later on that year, I met this beautiful gal. Eventually, she wanted to be my wife, and she also made me a father. So, now this is where you're going to be like, oh, this is where Cody's going to blame his wife and his daughter for getting out of shape and everything. No, I'm not going to blame them for anything. Because prior to them, yes, my number one priority was 100% let's stay physically fit. And yes, I did get my lower body a little bit stronger eventually. But I didn't want to spend hours at the gym anymore, or let alone drag my daughter and my wife to the gym for hours at a time, because now I had these new set of priorities. You know, I didn't want my daughter to grow up and be like, yeah, my childhood was pretty much spent at the gym. No, that's not a childhood. So I wanted to be able to find that balance between being a father and a husband, and then also my fitness journey. Like I said, my priorities, they're right there: faith, family, and life. Well, faith, my spiritual side. My family, which is also up there, and then my physical fitness that comes in the third category with life. So, yeah, it wasn't amongst the top of my priorities anymore, and maybe I did let it slip just a little bit, having a young child, because those of you that do have them realize that you are drained quite a bit, and you're adjusting to this new lifestyle of maybe a little bit less sleep and constant running around and everything. But I'm not going to say my daughter is demotivation to working out, even though I have neglected myself for a little bit. As a matter of fact, she's actually motivation to work out, because for starters, I'm not looking to be like the best athlete anymore. I'm not looking to be professional or go to the Olympics or anything like that. I'm looking for more or less the longevity. And even though in my mind I'm really competitive and I want to be the best, but I'm really looking for the longevity. As many seasons as I possibly can get, the better. And yeah, I know Tom Brady, he's like the GOAT of whatever football, and he's been many seasons and he's still like the best, so he got the best of both worlds, best athlete and longevity. But this isn't about Tom Brady, okay? I'm not a professional athlete. So, yeah, this is about finding balance between physical fitness grind and being a husband and a father. So, yeah. But yeah, as I was scrolling the Instagram, not that I was in search of more motivation, but I did happen to come across this page, okay, called Semi-Fit Dad Club. And as you can see, I took a liking to this page. At first, I kind of laughed because I was just like, what are these guys about? You know, semi-fit. So it's not, you know, I feel like a lot of pages are like ultimate fitness or ultimate dad. And there was not that common middle ground for guys like me. And yeah, so I visited their page, which they also have a website, semifitdadclub.com, where you can get awesome merchandise like this shirt. Nice, kind of fitted Bella canvas, lightweight, feels good. And they have a lot of different other merchandise there. And on their website, I also saw that they have a little mission and story to know a little bit more about them. And it reads, in 2016, the Semi-Fit Dad Club began with a group of dads meeting up to struggle through workouts, trade dad stories, and talk a little trash. The talk a little trash part on their Instagram, he's posted a video of their trash talk. And it's about what you would expect at a family board game night. Maybe Uno or the Game of Life or something. You know, that kind of. Not Monopoly, because I know that can divide households and furniture gets broken over that. But, you know, it's pretty PG rated as far as the trash talk goes, at least from what I've seen. Anyways, the club has continued over the years as we motivate each other to show up, be consistent, and push towards self goals. The club stands as a badge for those working towards best dad and best self. I already have the best dad ever mug, so they could stop with that. Silly guys. I'm just kidding. Anyways, the title Semi-Fit is worn proudly as we find the balance between fatherhood, fitness, glory, and happiness, aka donuts. Talk about, like, guys with their priorities straight. I mean, I'm right there. Finding that balance between being a father, your fitness, glory, and happiness, also known as donuts. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in life. So I DM'd the president of the club. His name's Josh. Excellent guy. And to ask if I could use some of his terms, like Semi-Fit Dad Club. And they have a shirt that says Dad Lead, which I thought was awesome. You know, a dad athlete. And at first I was like, oh yeah, it's like a dad bod, maybe a guy past his prime and everything, but he's still going at it. And then I kind of thought a little bit more and was like, well, maybe it's something more. And so I kind of asked him what his definition was, and it was something along the lines of trying to find that balance between being a father and being a better self and just accomplishing your goals and everything. And I thought, okay, yeah, that's a little bit more on track with what their mission stands for and everything. But yeah, he was a great guy. He was thrilled that I wanted to kind of use him in my podcast here because I really like what he's doing. In some of his videos, I've noticed that he has a Christian flag flying in his garage gym, which is awesome. And yeah, he posts some motivational stuff. He might post some workouts. But overall, I mean, they got a great cause what they're doing for. If you go to their website, sometimes they have little, I don't know, promotions or causes that they donate to. So like when I bought this Semi-Fit Dad Club t-shirt, I think 10% of the proceeds went towards fighting human trafficking. So, I mean, this guy's got a great head on his shoulders. He's got a great heart. And yeah, so go check them out on Instagram at Semi-Fit Dad Club. Or check out their website, semifitdadclub.com, to check out their merchandise and some of their blogs that they have. And by the way, ladies, they also have a Momleet shirt, so they're not leaving you out, just so you know. But yeah, so that's kind of awesome that I found that group there. Kind of guys getting together and just pushing towards bettering yourselves. And that's kind of what I feel like I am, because I feel like everybody in life could use a little bit more improvement on whatever they're doing to keep them from being idle, and also throwing some laughter in there. Life's too short, so laugh at yourself a little bit. That's why I tell so many stories on here that are actually kind of embarrassing, to be honest, but I know that somebody's going to good laugh at it. And laughter, that's good for the soul, people. So, but anyways, I got some verses for you guys today. The first one comes from 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 22 through 27. When I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness, for I want to bring the weak to Christ. Yes, I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some. I do everything to spread the good news and share in its blessings. Don't you realize that in a race, everyone runs, but only one person gets the prize? So run to win. All athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for an eternal prize. So I run with purpose in every step. I am not just shadowboxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I, myself, might be disqualified. So, there's that one. The next one I got here, because I just couldn't pick one. This is a good topic here. Comes from the Gospel of Matthew, and this is in the parable of the 10 bridesmaids, about being prepared. This is one of the last verses in there. It says, Matthew 25, verse 13, So you too must keep watch, for you do not know the day or hour of my return. It's obviously talking about your faith and how you should always be prepared. You never know when you're going to get put to the test. You never know when someone's going to ask a question. You never know the day or hour of the Lord's return. That also kind of falls in with my journey of being physically prepared. So it's like, I mean, it's not talking about being physically prepared, but being prepared no matter what. Physically, spiritually, it's all good. So, and lastly, to build each other up from the good book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 17. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. And that's exactly what the Semi-Fit Dad Club is trying to do. You know, they're building each other up. They are sharpening each other up to be better dads, be better husbands, be better, you know, just people in general. Push towards their goals and just really accomplish it. Yeah. And I know I've used that one before in a different episode, so that's kind of what I had for you guys today. I'm just going to end this by saying also check out the Semi-Fit Dad Club on Instagram or their website for some good stuff. They're good guys there. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great week. Hopefully this fitness journey that I have come to realization will start to blossom, and I will get further along down the road, more in shape, so that one day when my daughter is out of sports, or I can train with her while she's in sports, or when she's out of sports and does recreational sports, I can be on her softball team, or she can be on my volleyball team. But I hope she doesn't put me in center field in softball, because at that point in time, I might be more or less along the coach's line, or maybe like a first base or something. You know, that's a lot of running for a guy that would be that age. I don't even know how old I'd be at that point, but not important. Guys, I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm the West Dakota Dad. Thanks for listening.